What makes the perfect cup of coffee? This is a random video to make, but as I was sipping on my own cup of coffee, I was thinking about how strongly we feel as a society about coffee. There are memes saying things like, "Don't talk to me before I've had my morning coffee," and people can be very passionate about their coffee. Some people, like myself, can drink multiple cups a day without feeling jittery. Others need a cutoff time or else they won't sleep that night. Some people have coffee after dinner with dessert, and others only drink one cup in the morning. I worked at a cafe for a little while, and while I am very adamant about drinking local coffee brews instead of chain coffee brands, I'm not here to judge if you're a Starbucks or Dunkin' lover. For many, these are the only coffee shops in their area, and with it being a chain, you're almost sure to get the same thing you've ordered no matter where you go. Believe that one of the things that I experience at a local cafe that other people experience when they aren't working at Starbucks or Dunkin' are people coming in expecting you to be a chain brand. I would help customers who seemingly never had coffee anywhere else other than Starbucks and ask me if I knew how to make their specialized drinks. If you've been on Coffee Talk, you know that the macchiato is a source of contention when it comes to the real macchiato slash what Starbucks and Dunkin' make. I believe that this might have been the most frustrating thing working at a coffee shop. Just hearing people come in and say, "Hey, do you know how to make this?" and it be something that is specific to either Starbucks or Dunkin' was a little frustrating and definitely caused me to have a little bit of a disdain for these coffee brands. Once I stopped working at the cafe and workplaces that were only really next to chain coffee brands, I understood that it's okay. You get your coffee wherever you need to be. But I will be sure to try and find that local coffee shop, whatever area that I'm in. People also differ in what kind of coffee they like to drink. Some people are diehard black coffee fans and look down upon anyone who differs. Others only drink iced lattes that have four different flavor pumps in it, whipped cream, and caramel drizzle. I'm here to say that's okay. Me personally, I like it all. I don't discriminate with coffee. It depends on my mood. On a day to day basis, I drink hot coffee with a little bit of half and half in it. I stopped putting sugar in my coffee 2 years ago, but every once in a while, I too like an iced latte with a flavor shot, especially lavender lattes with oat milk. If you've never had that, I highly suggest it. But I've enjoyed hot black coffee as well, especially if it's a good coffee. Turkish coffee is wonderful when enjoyed as is. It's just interesting that we as a society take our coffee so seriously. I don't believe I ever see tea drinkers behave like this. Now, again, people can be particular about their tea, whether you just like to throw a tea bag in a hot cup of water, pop it in the microwave, which I know is definitely a no-go on British TikTok. But if you also like herbal teas, teas with milk and sugar, teas with no milk and sugar, that is certainly something. But I never see tea drinkers go as hard as coffee drinkers do. It is certainly interesting. I too am passionate about my coffee. I feel throughout the years I have definitely changed in how I prepare my coffee. I once had a Keurig, and that was my go-to. Pop a K cup in the Keurig, wait for it to pour out, and go about my day. But since then, I've gotten rid of my Keurig. I find that it's expensive. The K cups are incredibly pricey, and just to say it, they're not great for the environment, but really the cost is crazy. And it doesn't give you that strong cup of coffee that some people like myself crave. In the recent years, I have moved to enjoying my coffee brewed on the stovetop. And while it takes a little longer than a Keurig, I end up enjoying the coffee a lot more, especially because it can come out the boldness that I want from a coffee. And I love enjoying different types of coffee. There are different brands such as Atlas Coffee Club and others. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I do not have nearly enough subscribers and followers to even warrant that. But I'm just saying, from experience, there are definitely coffee clubs that you can go into, and every month they will send you a different coffee brand from a different country and a different boldness for you to enjoy. There's coffee with chocolate notes, coffee with citrusy notes, and you can even get coffees that taste like a jelly donut. And I just love that type of versatility and variety when it comes to my coffee. I just and as I said before, believe me, I also enjoy the flavored shots while liking a nice cup of hot black coffee just to enjoy that beautiful aroma that has been worked so hard to perfect. But everyone is different. You'll commonly see people walking around with their iced coffees, and there's something about being able to kind of jiggle the ice in the cup that really gets people excited about their coffee. It's almost an aesthetic at this point. Who doesn't like walking around with their big coffee cup and sipping on it all day? And there's almost a statement that says, yeah, I drink coffee. And it's just amazing. It's certainly interesting. There's really probably no even point to this video other than to say coffee is great. And there are definitely a lot of health benefits that I'm not really going to go through because I am not a professional or anything like that. But I do know that people commonly say that coffee, just drink as is with nothing added, is very low in calorie. People do feel very good after drinking coffee, and there are definitely health benefits, while at the same time that there can be certainly bad and negative side effects to drinking too much coffee a day. I will say that while I drink several cups of coffee throughout the day, I definitely try and limit my espresso intake. When I first started working at the cafe, I would have 5 shots of espresso in one shift, and I definitely wasn't feeling great by the end of that shift. So, if I am going to have something that's espresso based, I'm definitely going to temper it to maybe only 1 or 2 while drinking my regular coffee. But I couldn't imagine coffee not being in my life. I come from a Italian American household where coffee is always drank after dinner with dessert late at night. So when I hear people who say that they can't have a cup of coffee past 2 p.m. or else they won't be able to sleep that night, I wonder why it is that that happens to their bodies and not my body. Because believe me, I can have a cup of coffee at 10:30 at night and still fall asleep at 11. So it is certainly interesting, and I would love to know what your favorite cup of coffee is, what you enjoy from coffee, and what your typical order is. Do you like ordering from local cafes, or are you a Starbucks or a Dunkin' person? Or do you prefer making your coffee at home? Do you like iced coffee or hot coffee? Do you like sipping just espresso and that's it? Because believe me, sometimes there's something that hits about just a nice little cup of espresso. And as I said before, I can drink it all. I like a cappuccino, I like a traditional macchiato, a latte, or just a plain hot cup of coffee. And sometimes on really hot days, I will drink just a black iced coffee because it is too hot to put anything creamy in my coffee at that point. So let me know how you like your coffee, what your typical order is, and if you feel this strongly about tea. I am certainly interested. While I do like tea, I don't think I'm as versed in it to even make a video about that. But let's talk about coffee. Again, this is Tia. This is my main channel. I also do commentary on all nerdy and geeky things over at Geek Vibes Nation. This is my personal account to kind of just do what I want because I don't know really what I want this channel to be. And this is a very random video. But as I was sipping my coffee, I was like, hey, why not? If you like this, let me know. If you have any ideas for what you'd like to see in the future from my channel, also let me know. And maybe you would consider giving me a like and subscribe, and maybe I'll go from here. So thank you guys. Have a great day and enjoy your next cup of coffee. Bye.